Hello dear viewer, I am leesusss and welcome back to Infinifactory and the big blowout. Right, first things first. Hello guys, how you doing? I'm not very well at the moment. I'm actually I'm getting better. I'm nearly better. But so you've probably seen a delay in videos recently, which is down to me being away out of the country. I'm working for a while, and then as is often the case when travelling too much, I got ill. So I've nothing too much. It's just a cold, possibly a fever, feeling grotty, and then rather cold, possibly the flu, not the coronavirus, as far as I can tell. But how can you know? I had the flu. I had a fever for a while, and so as you can probably tell right now, my brain is probably not in the best state right now, being tired and slightly bug-ridden to be doing a game that's as demanding as Infinifactory. But there you go. Whoever said that I was a person that had good ideas. So now this one, when I looked at this at the end, I don't know if I actually showed you on this one, if I showed you looking at it, but when I observed this at the end of my last play of this game, I got really quite worried about this one. I'd seriously got to the point where I thought that maybe the game might have defeated me and I wouldn't be able to do this one. Okay, I was seriously stressed by it. It's a lot of complicated bits and pieces here, how to assemble this, and I was really quite worried about it. I presume it's some sort of bomb, by the way. We're going to be blowing ourselves into the... It's called a blowout, so I presume it's a bomb of some kind. But there we go. So we've got a teleporter involved here. But I have, after having looked at it and worried about it, I then went and thought about it quite hard. And bold statement, but I think I might have solved it purely as a thought exercise. So, I'm going to regret that, say that later, but there you go. I haven't actually put any blocks down at all. Catalucia said that, preferred to watch me doing the process. So sure, that's what I'd rather do. But I think, just thinking about it, I think I might have the way to do it. Or possibly that's the fever talking. Or the meds. One of the two. Sip my ginger beer. Maybe it's the ginger beer talking. Right, so, my first consideration... Let's actually go back to the other side. My first consideration was about how this is put together. Because, as with the Infinifactory, you work out how to break it down into manageable parts. And I got quite worried because... If you imagine, first of all, are we going to treat it in this direction, the vertical direction, or is the horizontal direction, in terms of pieces? So we could treat it as like a column like this, yeah? A column and a column like that, but it's not really going to work. So we're going to treat it horizontally, and I started to think that this top layer is a plate. This is a plate down here, identical to the top one, and then we've got a bunch of supports. So if I start talking about plates and supports, that's what I'm talking about. And first of all, I'm worried because the plate is sort of maybe made up of three of these standard blocks here, two with one in the middle, something different in the middle, another three, and I was quite worried about that itself is a sorting method. You've got to try and sort out how you're going to put that thing together. Then I realised, actually no, because what it really is in fact 1, 2, 3, 4 of these blocks, one of these, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Why? Well, because it's got to go through the teleporter. So on the other side, this is where all the assembly is going to happen. Over on the other side, all we're doing here is I need to sort and order these pieces as they come out. There you go, as you'd expect. There's a cycle. Okay, one of those and 4 of those. I'll probably get one of these come out soon. Actually, no, there's going to be 8 of these come out, isn't there? And then we get the next one out of there. So that's a cycle, okay? We want to sort these so they get fed through here in the most useful order to then be assembled on this side. Which is why I'm thinking about this as not being a bunch of 3s, but it's, I imagine, like feeding through 4 of these, and then that, and then 4 of those, and you can assemble it. That's quite an easy job to assemble that, okay? And in fact, if you want to break it down into like halves, you could say that this plate here and 2 supports is half of the construction. Yeah, and we join it together with another one afterwards. Now, there's a complicated matter in there still to consider, but thinking about it like that, it makes it a little bit easier to think about. So what I need to do is, ignoring these 2 for now, I just want to sort it out so that a bunch of these come out and get eventually fed through here. Okay, and probably just weld them together. So, the original idea I was thinking of was the classic sort of situation where you have something like this. There we go, like that. And I was thinking, you know, we get 4 come out, they get welded together, and then, in fact, we don't actually need all of those. And when it hits the 4th one, when you get one that's 4 blocks long of this one here, it passes on to the next job, whatever it's going to be, okay? And then, what I do is over here, what I have over here is ready to go. Oops. Didn't want to do that. What we're going to have here is, let me see, how long is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what we're going to end up on here is like 4 of these blocks, and then let's do this one. One of the middle ones, and then 4 more of those, and then 2 of these on the end. And when they're all there, all lined up, they get shoved, possibly by the second one coming out, shoved into here and fed onto the other side to be assembled into half of the complete block. Yeah, that was the sort of thing I was thinking of. And the way I was going to do that was I was going to have the blocks to 4 that are coming here, when they get to the end, they get dropped onto here. This thing comes out very early and will get placed here. Oops, that'll do. Ready to go. So we put 1 block of 4 here, another block of 4 goes here, and then the 2 go on the end. Okay. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, why not just assemble, using this part here, why not assemble 1, 2, 3, 4, one of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, and weld them all together? And I thought, well, doing that might be a bit tricky, trying to fit. How close are they together? There's a gap between them. I could possibly slide that into the right gap there. The problem is this one comes out first, and I couldn't think of an easy way of triggering to push this on into the right place. Say, for example, I had some sort of AND gate where I was watching for... 1 second. There. I was watching for... Oh, stop! I was watching for that one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one, and when you see both of them, this one gets shoved into the gap behind before the 5th one comes out. I thought, well, that's just a good idea. But then it won't actually work, because after a while we're going to have so many of these, stream of these coming out. I can see this getting put in the wrong place. Okay? So I thought, you know, build 4 together, 4 there, use the conveyor belt to drag this over here and stick it in the middle. You know, be ready to go and be ready to fit off there. But just this morning, again, possibly the fever talking, I think there may actually be a way of doing this. So it might be a matter of timing. We might have to slow down how quickly this thing comes out. Say that I do... Hold on. Say that I do this. Put a lifter there. Let's see where this one actually ends up. If I just feed this up. Hold on. How high does it go for a start? Perfect. Ends up at the right height. Okay, so we need... like this. I wonder if we can just get it to work just by a bit of faffing around the timing. That's right, faffing around. Technical term. So it just ends up in sort of the right place. It might do, it might work. Hold on a second. It would certainly take away the complexity of what I have to do to have 4 blocks land here and then a next second lot of 4 blocks land here. You know, that'd be a bit tricky to do. So if I can do this... Hold on. Oh, it's on track. So what we might have to do here is slow this down. A bit of artificial speed reduction. See, I'm already getting away from the so-called, oh, I've solved this all in my brain, you know, idea that I had. But there you go. That's all right. Does that make sense? That makes sense there. That one comes out there. We need one of these, and we need one of these. Let's see if this ends up in the right place. Hold on. It might just not be possible. But, you know, I thought I might try it. You idiot. Okay, sorry. I forgot that, of course, I've changed how it's coming out. I don't actually need this one here, but that's fine. 1 second. Ow! Bum. It needs to be behind this one. So in theory... Is this going to work? I think it's not. I think it's actually going to be... I think it's going to delay this block slightly. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4... A feverish brain is a great idea. Now, by the way, let me know, if I hadn't actually told you that I've been ill recently, would it actually make any difference to how my videos turn out? Possibly not. Possibly they're just as mad as ever. Right, okay. So that we can fit it in the right place. These guys are just not amused, are they really, watching down here? Does that mean we can have these welders further back then? I bet we can. Oh, that's going to make things a bit easier. There's still a problem on the other side, but we'll burn that bridge when we come to it, yeah? Right, okay, 1 second. Yeah, it causes a slight delay, which is a shame, but I think it still works. If I ramped up the speed, it would be a problem, probably, but I don't need to. No. One of these. Oh, the brain. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Now, you might be wondering, of course, why am I welding these together anyway, when, of course, they need to... they're going to get taken apart as they go through the teleporter. But it's really ease of handling. Again, this morning, after I thought about whether this would work or not, this sequence breaker of putting it in, I'm really glad it does. My other method was really complicated, where I used like a conveyor to push the second block of 4 out of the way and land it in a different place. I'm glad that sort of worked. But another thing I thought of this morning, while in my fever state probably, was that I could maybe dispense of these welders entirely and just have this sequence feed off without welding them together. And that's entirely possible. I think it might work. Be harder to handle them, possibly. But I'm not going to complicate more things than when I already have a solution, I can use that as a refinement later. I think this will still work, you know, as far as that goes. Sip the brain juice. Right. It's not actually made out of brains, but you know what I mean. So where do I need... So at that point there, I need to feed this off to the side. So in theory, it's going to end up there. Right, now this lot... Actually, it might be... That's too soon. We're actually going to run this longer, I think. I want this to come off and land right here if I can. Is that going to work? I don't probably need one conveyor. Yeah, there we go. That one. I want it to land right here, so I'm still hoping that this second block might be the thing that... If it isn't the thing that... Nice idea, me. So the problem is this is fighting with this. And again, as part of how the game rules work, I'm not really sure how it works, but at some point, this pushing in this direction overrides this. It can't do both at the same time. But hopefully having a second one will drop it into the right sort of place. Oh, I'm really surprised. Why is that not shoving that off the side? I'd have thought 2 of these would solve that. Oh, there's another easy answer, actually. Doesn't need to be an easy answer, which is just do this. There we go. And it can't go any further forward, so it goes off the side. Right, okay, now. That's number 1. Now, if this doesn't work... I haven't checked out, actually, 1 second. It lands there. Okay. So I want the second one to actually shove it off the edge. So we need a lifter. We probably need a couple of welders here. possibly top welders, because I was thinking I need a block here to stop this going too high. But in fact, a welder on the top will do both jobs. No, it won't, because that's going to land there. Fine. That stops it going too high. We have a pair of welders here, like that. Oh, no, I need a conveyor here, don't I? I need one of these to push it on into the right place. Is that right? Or have I... Is my poor brain... It's going to arrive too soon! Okay, so we need another delaying tactic over here. I don't like delaying these. It feels messy to delay things like this, but... Duff, I think is the answer to that. There we go, see how that works. I hope my commentary is not not too erratic, by the way, considering the state of my brain. I really hope not. It might be, of course. It's really kind of a problem, isn't it? Okay, so next solution. It's fine. This will not be used to push this off the end. Okay. Come on, brain. Think about it. What do I need here? If I move this one back, all I want to do is load this into the right place. Okay. I could probably do something and take one of these welders away, but that's fine. Also, I don't need to do this nonsense anymore. We can just go straight from here to here. Oh! Eh? What did I do there? Oh, it's because another one came on after. I did wonder what I'd done there. I thought have I done something terribly right? But the answer is no, I had not done something terribly right. I was forgetting how quickly the other blocks come on. This is actually kind of a... I'm surprised this is a problem. I thought I'd be onto the other zone already by now, but... See, I don't want that one to turn up yet. Hold on. It's kind of an unexpected problem, really. Just fiddling and faffing around, you know. Play marking. You want to see the whole dirty business. Okay. I think we've got it now. I can finally go to the other side. And the actual problem I'm worrying about, which might be... That's my problem to think about. This is really annoying me. Hold on 1 second. Right, fixed it with a slight delay on there, which is ugly and it makes me annoyed, but tough. Right, so coming through the other side. Nope, some of these. So my problem here was not in making more of the plates. Remember, the plates are the top bit and the bottom bit. Okay, I was okay with that. Oops. What I'm thinking is... There's quite a lot of room to work within here, which is nice. So the stream comes out of here. We have... like this. So what I'm thinking is they come in like this. Oh. Oh, my brain. Come on, brain, you can do this. Here they come like this, see? Okay. Now, what we need is a welder system here. must be top welders, but for now I think we're okay. So as they come on... Excuse me. Is that delay going to be a problem? Is that going to slow the whole system down? I can feel like it might start stacking up. I'm a bit worried about that. That's not a problem I envisaged, which is a bad thing when you think you've solved everything in your brain. I had another set of welders here. Top-down ones, probably. Is that too far over? This is, again, not a pit I thought would be a problem. See that slight delay there? I'm worried about that. We don't need those. You see what I'm thinking of here? One part. Oh! Okay, welders go to the back then. Yeah, of course they're welding too soon. Right, okay. On they come. Okay. Right. Yeah? And we've made a plate. Correct? Correctamundo. And I'm setting up what else I need to do in a second. Here they come. Right, let's try it again so we actually get a plate come out. Okay, there you go. Is that the same? It is. Okay. Here's where the problem comes. Not the welding the two together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kick these off the side somehow is what I'm going to do. What I was worrying about was how we reattach these. Because to make this, I could see that I needed two different manufacturing runs. I need one where, okay, the options are either I build the bottom plate, I stick on these two, and then the second thing comes through, but I have to do a slightly different production run where you stick these two on the bottom of this one. Yeah. Now, because it'd be easy if you could flip this thing over. If you could make everything exactly the same, you could have a production run that just went build a plate, put these two things on, and then you have something where you could flip this over. So this one this way up became this one. But unfortunately, that's not a mechanic in the game. You can't. It'd be kind of cool if you could. I mean, I can imagine in a factory, you make one of these, and as one of them comes through, it gets pushed up by, excuse me, by one of the lifters. Imagine like on this side, it gets pushed up and it hits, as it rises up, it hits like a bar above this side. And because it's not in the centre, it causes it to flip over and become the inverse. Then the two things get welded together. That'd be kind of cool. But you can't do it in this game, unfortunately. So, I either have two production lines coming out here, where once this plate has been made, the first one gets welded, these two bits welded on, and the second one gets something different. Or what I do is I build one plate with two bits on, then the next production comes through, and I somehow join these onto the current plate that's got two bits stuck onto it, and then I weld this plate onto that construction later. And I thought about this for quite a long time, and I was worried about how quickly this stuff comes through, and how to arrange moving these things around. And you can see there's not much gap between the blocks coming out. You know, it's quite fast. My throat is still very tickly. Excuse me. And then I hit on another idea, which is that what I could do is change how things are coming through on this side. And then instead of having this block welded together and two of these things come through and you keep on doing that, you could somehow arrange it so that you get a block of these come out, 4 of these come out, and then another block of these. And that would make it easier to try and weld it together into one big unit. I thought about that for a while. I couldn't seem to think how to do that. So here's the other option that I've decided to do, which is that when the first plate comes through, nothing's going to happen to it. What's going to happen is it's going to fall somewhere down here. Okay? The second plate that comes, and the two little extra pieces are going to get pushed off the side and come and sit over here. And the second plate that comes through, this one here, is going to have all four pieces welded to it, and then we're going to join that whole thing together at the end. That's the feverish idea that I had in my head. Now, before we get that far, let's do the first problem, which is how do I get both of these blocks off the side and out of the way? What do I use to trigger it? Let's see what time it is. What point we need to kick them off. Before they go into the welder. I have to kick them off a bit earlier. Could be the answer. How about if we do it as soon as they come out of here? There we go. We could catch them there, possibly. If we put a sensor here, the timing of the sensors is always a bit funny. But let's see if this block being seen will do it. I'm sure I can get an answer for it. Have a little experiment with something else in there as well. Okay, that works. That's good. Lovely. Next, before I do anything else, I want to do a quick experiment though, which is, can I just have one piston? And what I was thinking, if I have a block like this, I could. Can this piston shove both of these blocks out of the way? First of all, not like this, because this whole thing is joined together. What we have to do is a bit of shenanigans with the game physics. Hold on. Not necessarily necessary, I'm just wondering if it works or not. Hold on. So what happens is when this starts, it's going to fall down like that. Hold on. Let's get this one out of the way in a second. Unnecessarily complicated, possibly. I just want to see if it works or not. Can a piston shove two blocks, thereby saving on a piston? Yes! That's nice to know. I thought it would do. The only problem here is, of course, this is actually blocking anything else coming in. Okay, there's a bit of a gap. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Right. So next part here. Let's have. I need a gap of about. I don't actually care where this first plate goes yet, but it falls down to here. I want a gap of about 4, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go out this far. See if that's not too far. No, not that way. Might have to drop this thing down even further. Let's just put it on the floor for now, that'll do. Right. Get it out of the way. Now, So what I'm going to do over here is... how am I going to get this to work? I want to block that. Right, that one. Right. So what I'm going to try and do here is I want to feed those two blocks onto here. And to do that... I need a piston. Am I going to get in the way of this block falling down? Possibly. Yes, I will.